Hello everyone. Previously, having a cassette recorder was the limit of dreams, but now cassettes and tape recorders have given way to tablets, smartphones and MP3 players. However, many continue to store such tape cassettes. Is it possible to make something from the cassette? Is it possible to somehow use it for other than its intended purpose? Today I will show you one of the ways to use such a cassette, namely, I will show you how to make an MP3 player out of a tape cassette. To make such a homemade device, you will need a tape recorder itself, an MP3 player, and also I will solder a USB connector from this board. When disassembling the player, you should be careful not to damage or tear off the cable. Now is one of the most crucial moments. It is necessary to mark on the cassette case where the holes for buttons and connectors will be located. I first drilled the holes for the buttons with a 2mm drill, and then enlarged them to the desired size using a miniature engraver. The headphone jack had to be soldered off and placed separately from the board in another part of the cassette. The USB connector also had to be slightly modified to fit into the cassette case. It remains to prepare the holes for the board with the volume buttons. Well, finally, I made all the necessary technological holes, and also fixed the buttons and connectors for headphones and USB. By the way, it would be nice to install a micro USB connector here, but in the absence of one, I put a regular USB connector. It's good that the thickness of the cassette allows you to do this. Now I will install the board and will collect everything into one. Before installing the board, you also need to solder the wires that will connect to the headphone jack. Otherwise, if you fix the board, then you will not be able to get to these contacts. The loop going to the board with the volume buttons had to be slightly lengthened. The USB connector is connected here. It remains only to connect the battery. That's how it turned out to put together all the necessary details from the MP3 player. Now I'm going to put some more elements of the cassette back in place and assemble everything into one. And on this side of the case, I glue the film. Well, you can really make a pretty good retro-style MP3 player out of a cassette recorder. This concludes this video. If you liked it, then put like and click the subscribe button so as not to miss a new video on my channel. I thank you for watching and see you soon.